Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Celebrate TV Live. I'm your host, Peter Lee. With me today, as always, is the guy who makes this all happen. He is the tech guy, the IT guy. He's also my chief pumpkin carver, and he's my husband. His name is Phil Gortimer.
And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever your watch is from. I just saw a cat go sneaking out that way.
Yeah, all four cats are here with us.
Welcome.
So normally I open up shaking a cocktail or opening champagne or something, but I wanted to make the cocktail for you today. It's actually the cocktail episode that just aired, and it's timely for today's topic of fall flavors. Just say no to pumpkin spice. I'm making my apple bourbon cocktail. So if you haven't seen the episode, then shame on you. When you're done watching this, go back and watch it. We'll leave a link in the comments. So 6 ounces of apple bourbon, which is 180 mils. Here's the kind I like. And this just smells of apple and smells of autumn to me already. Right in our glass. Sweet vermouth is next. I need 3 ounces, 90 mils.
And we should remind people about refrigerating sweet vermouth.
Yes. Vermouth is a fortified wine, and as soon as you open the lid, the clock starts ticking like any other wine. And now even they all have a place where you can write the date that you opened it. Now sweet vermouth will last a little longer than dry, even in the fridge, but you want to use it up fairly soon. 3 weeks for this?
Yep.
How long is dry vermouth?
Maybe 4. The way around.
Other way around.
Yeah.
All right, now this is an apple bourbon cocktail with a cinnamon twist, and we're going to get that cinnamon twist from Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey. You could use some other cinnamon whiskey. I know there are other brands out there, but I like the Fireball for this. You just need 1 ounce or 30 mils.
And it's not like this is being treated as a shot. Right now, the bourbon and the sweet vermouth are typical Manhattan. Well, this is another whiskey additive. In this case, it's cinnamon.
And it's going to add that little cinnamon in the background. Bitters is next. I like the orange bitters for this. It gives it another rounded layer of flavor and kind of helps pull all this together. It's just a couple of dashes. Now I know you're supposed to stir Manhattans, but I like to shake them. I like to get it very, very cold and very, very mixed. And you'll get that easier with shaking it. So here we go, the shaky. And I know I breathe hard when I shake. Sorry, I'm out of shape. I'll do my best. See, that I didn't even breathe. All right. Nice frosty glasses. I'm going to double strain this because I don't want any of those little pesky ice crystals in there. I want a nice smooth drink. All right, dear, you gonna come get this?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm still trying to cool off from working outside.
You didn't change the thing.
Back I go.
Back you go, silly bear.
We need a control surface up there. So I don't have to look.
Well, there you are. All right. Cheers. Thanks for joining us today.
So it's interesting. Since it's mostly bourbon, and I'm not a bourbon drinker because it's sweet, it's pretty good. And the Fireball does not act like a shot. You do taste cinnamon.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a little sweeter than we're used to, but once in a while.
But the apple bourbon's good.
It is. It's very smooth. And you know, Jim Beam is a good one to start with if you're not into bourbons because it's smooth, it's affordable, it's consistent.
Sir Drinks-A-Lot says coffee is better.
Who says that?
Sir Drinks-A-Lot.
Oh. Well, that's all right. We've done coffee cocktails, and we'll do more.
All right. Let's see who's in today. We've got Keith over in Pottstown.
Hi, Keithy.
And Janine was worried that she was running late. No, we were running late.
Yeah.
3 minutes before we start the show, the author of my chat software dropped a new version. Oh, well, that took a bit.
Literally.
Literally. All right. And then, of course, we have Hank in there. Let's see what Hank's weather report is. Here we go. Daily highs in the mid to low 90s.
Nice.
Nighttime lows in the 60s.
Nice.
And who else have we got? And Janine is saying hi.
Hi, Jean. Hi, Janine.
And Lance is in with Mr. Charles, Mr. Charleston, the dog.
I'm sure Kenneth is there, too.
And Melissa from Washington, North Carolina.
Hey, Melissa. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit sweet.
Okay, before I begin, I think you have...
Now, let me do a couple of... Oh, someone asked...
No. Stop.
Look at your screen, though.
I see it. We'll get to that in a moment.
I don't have the PSA that you're thinking of.
Oh,
The
then
9,000.
you're fired.
Well, just mention it then.
Oh, well, there's no point now. We've surpassed 9,000 subscribers. We're at last check about 10 minutes ago at 9,050. So that happened very quickly this week, or last week actually, like a couple of hours after the last live stream, I think. But anyway, here we are, over 9,000. So, could we use Goldschlager? Could you use cinnamon schnapps? You could, but you want to be careful with that because this is already a sweetish drink, and the schnapps type of things, Goldschlager even, could make it even sweeter. So something like Hot Damn would probably put it over the top, or some other cinnamon schnapps. Goldschlager, I'm not sure. I want to try it because it's so intense. Thank you, Janine.
And it's got gold flakes in it.
And it's got gold flakes in it. Somehow, for some reason, I don't have any Goldschlager in this house. And I don't know how that happened. Because I always have Goldschlager. But, oh well.
Okay, so let's bring up the question that was the lead off
Yes.
for this live
What is your
stream.
favorite fall flavor that is not pumpkin spice? Well, that got us thinking. So what are the trending fall flavors besides pumpkin spice? So personally, Mary, my favorite fall flavor is cranberry. And it's something that I do have year round, especially when I want that little taste of fall. You know, it makes me think of Thanksgiving, of course, is your first thing, but apples and cranberry, pork and cranberry, it makes me feel all warm and snuggly. I was doing some research on what else is there, because all you hear about now is pumpkin spice, pumpkin spice. In order, and I should preface this by saying I do like pumpkin spice, just not all the time. But other flavors, apple was the top one.
Janine likes Goldschlager. That
All right.
surprises me.
That's awesome. See, it's not just me, dear. Apple cinnamon were at the very top of what people think is fall flavors. Cranberry, which is my favorite. Caramel, s'mores, which surprised me, and I don't really care for s'mores. I know that makes me un-American or something. It's just too much for me. But I could kind of see it sitting around the bonfire or something. It's all toasty and warm. After that, pears, sage, cloves, and ginger. One of my favorite things in the fall, and I forgot to bring them down here, are those really dark spice wafers that you get this time of year. They're just my favorite thing. Box of them and a glass of milk, and I'm set.
So in chat, leave us what is your favorite fall flavor or spice, not pumpkin spice, because that's for making pumpkin pie.
Right.
I'll tally them up, and then we'll see what we got.
And we'll talk about pumpkin spice a little later. I need a drink first.
Well, we were kind of amazed at all the really weird things that we found with pumpkin spice. We weren't pumpkin spice shopping.
A little later on the... Okay, we can do it now. That was a little later in my thing, but we can do it now. So, I like to pumpkin spice, like I said, but it does get crazy, right? It's in cereals, it's in coffee, pasta, and Pepper Tree Village. You can attest to this. There's pumpkin spice wines out there. They were tasting a pumpkin spice Chardonnay, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
Which
I kind of lost it when we were looking around,
me.
and there was pumpkin spiced bacon.
Yeah.
I kid you not, pumpkin spice bacon. So I started taking pictures of stuff in the store to put a little collage of things that are pumpkin spice that you might not think of. And when I got to about 25 pictures, I decided I had more than enough. So let me show you what I came up with.
While I get ready. Pumpkin spice peeps. Is there music there? Oh.
Yeah. Put your mics on. They can hear you.
Okay.
Your dogs will love the pumpkin spice greenies.
I have not seen this slideshow, so
Kale chips.
I just think some of these are fake.
They're not. You know, Kind bars. Pumpkin spice Land O'Lakes butter.
Butter spread, fake butter. What's that?
How about empanadas?
All right, well that would make sense. Yeah, and well, we've seen pumpkin spice Oreos. And we've seen that too. That is a real product. And sadly, I've seen that too. I almost bought those for you today.
Pumpkin spice bagels.
Coconut.
And spray on pumpkin spice for those who don't have enough of any of this.
But it's organic.
There.
So throwing pumpkin spice out the window, which is what we're going to do right now. Let's do some cooking. We're going to try a new recipe. Well, not new. I found this in this very old Halloween book. I buy all of these little magazines and books whenever I see them, you know, when you're in line at the grocery store and they're all there. And I save them, and I have stacks and stacks of them. And this one is, okay, from 2008, so it's pretty old. And we're going to make these little apple cranberry finger pies. Now, in the picture, it shows the little faces and things. I'm not doing any of that today. We'll cut some vent holes in it, but this, if this works out, I think will be our next episode, or an upcoming episode. But I have to say, going through this recipe, it's not exact enough for me. It doesn't give the really good proportions that I like to have. Like it says 1 apple. Okay, a big apple, a small apple, 2 small apples. Like just, how about a little better measurement? But we're going to try it. So I have, this is the filling for these little pies. And it's 1 apple. It was gala apple. There's some cinnamon. There's some sugar. And I just sauteed them all down in some butter. Pinch of salt. And so yeah, sugar, cinnamon, apple, and then dried cranberries that I chopped up. And got them all softened, put them together, and here they are.
And again, if you just joined us, let us know in chat, what is your favorite fall flavor that's not pumpkin spice?
So here, I have some little rounds of pie crust. Now, I use my favorite store-bought. It's one of the few store-bought ingredients that I use consistently. So that was the other thing. There was some it wasn't very clear how big these should be. 2 inches, 3 inches, 1 inch. It just, so I went with, what was this, like a 2.5 inch?
It's a 2 inch.
2 inch, 2.5 inch. And I'm going to lay out some of these. We'll do a few. See how many I get. And the idea is you just put maybe that much in each. Now, fortunately, this filling has cooled down, so I can touch it. What's great, though, is when I was cooking it, it made like the cinnamony caramel, which was nice. But it said, 8 to 10 minutes for the apples to soften. It took less than 3 for mine, so I don't know.
Yeah, we got a fight coming.
Uh-oh.
Larry says, I don't care what you say. I'm team pumpkin spice all the way, baby.
All right, Larry. Okay, here's 4. Then you're just supposed to put another disc on top. Smoosh it down.
Is that a technical term?
That is. I learned that in cooking school. Smoosh.
Hi, Preston.
Yes, we have all 4 cats, because Cabot is under the couch, but all 4 of them.
And Salem is snoozing away on the couch.
No, that's Maxwell. Don't even know our own children.
Evidently not. All right, let's see what we got so far while you're doing that.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
all right, so I've got my top discs on, and they're kind of like a little ravioli, but these are little pies. So you just crimp the edges with a fork, like that. Okay, so I'll do the rest. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm catching up here.
Oh.
I was going to say, while you're doing that, let me put you on split screen here.
Okay.
Let's see what people have told us. All right, Len says, apple anything, cocoa.
Cocoa, yeah.
Janine says cinnamon. Kevin says spiced apple cider, pumpkin spice with a vomit emoji. Ooh, I forgot the joke of the day.
But Kevin, what does your wife like? That's an important thing.
Ah, the joke of the day.
Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France? Oh. That's an old dad joke, dear.
We'll have to wait and see if another good one. Oh, all right. Why did the mushroom get invited to the party?
Because he is a fun guy.
Grown, I know.
Going home, I'm done.
You are home, dear.
Oh, yeah.
Only making 4. That's a snack just for me.
Would you just hush? I have a lot of other stuff to cook today, dear.
Why?
Why not? Because there's other stuff I want to make for this episode. I'll do a couple more. I'll do 6.
Did you know Kevin's in the background going, Mackenzie would like one?
I don't know. It's getting kind of spooky over here. Kenzie might not like to come over for a while.
Yeah, I was a little busy yesterday.
Okay. And yesterday we spent the day, it's all about apple pies. Yeah. Or apple cranberry pies. And it's funny, you think of apple pies like in the summertime. You don't think of apple pie as only in the fall, but... So these are not exactly perfect, the way I'm smooshing them down, but I think that's okay. To me, that says they're not made by a machine.
Barb says, what's the weirdest pumpkin spice product you found? For me, it was pumpkin spiced. Please tell me that TP doesn't mean toilet paper.
I think it does, dear.
Pumpkin spiced toilet paper. Yeah. Okay, now I know why I hate pumpkin spice.
All right, so here's 6 done. We're going to put them on a parchment lined baking sheet. And I know it doesn't fit in perfectly, and that's okay. I'm going to get a little knife. We're going to cut a couple little vent holes. I'm not going to make little fancy faces or anything today. Just a couple here and there. May even be unnecessary, but why risk it? Oh, this one already has a little tear in it, so that's fine. There. Okay. Now I'm going to hit them with an egg wash, and it's not typical egg wash, which is a whole egg and a little water or milk or something. This is just the egg yolk. Same egg yolk. Let's give a little splash of water. Maybe a tiny bit more. I'm going to beat this up. Okay, and a little brush. Now, according to the recipe, you could, at this point, then hit them with some coarse sugar.
No.
I didn't have any coarse sugar, so I'm not going to. But if you wanted to, you could. Wow, yeah, that's pretty definitive, dear. What do you have against coarse sugar?
I don't want something super sweet. Cranberry is nice because it's a little sour. Oh, we got the whistling S's today. I guess the dentures is a little...
Well, drink your juice, Shelby. All right, into the oven. (400°F, 200°C for... Well, this is 15 to 20 minutes or until golden brown. So, Ziggy, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. Because this runs a little hot. It's a little smaller oven, and I don't want to go, 15 minutes and then have them burned. So let me clear the decks here. Because we have more stuff to talk about.
Hold
and more
on.
cooking to do.
Ooh, here's an interesting one.
What?
Hank says pecan pie.
Oh, yeah. I love pecan pie.
Problem now is that we're getting all desserts, so savory. We did the pork chop stuffed an apple just recently.
Right. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And we're going to do some savory. Actually, I can start cooking now. So, these are cooking away. For me, autumn equals apple season, cider donuts, and everything apple. Awesome, Donna. Yeah, I love anything apple. I really do. And this is the time of year to get really good apples. So, in my little notes, see, those are the apple cranberry finger pies. We'll see how they come out. So let's talk about pumpkin spice. It isn't all bad. I don't think, anyway. Pumpkin spice, what is it made of? Where's my prop? Oh, I lost my prop. Oh well.
Isn't that pumpkin pie back there?
That's pumpkin. That's pure pumpkin. Oh, wait. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I moved it. So you're wondering, what? Pumpkin spice. So this whole pumpkin spice craze started in the 90s, mostly with that certain coffee chain that I despise, with their, mocha faca blaca latte pumpkin spice lattes. But really, all pumpkin spice is this. It's used for pumpkin pie, really, and it's just cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and cloves. There's no pumpkin in it, which is funny. But these flavors go really well with pumpkin. Unfortunately, they go well with a lot of things, and they don't go well with a lot of things. But it's not all
Look
bad.
who's here.
Oh, hey, yay! That's great.
How was
Hi,
the
guys.
parade?
Did you do well? Did you have fun?
Explain who this is, just so you know.
This is our daughter, son-in-law, and oldest granddaughter.
And Emily is into Irish dance.
Yep.
That girl gets altitude.
Yes, she does. Bringing over some stuff.
Melissa says she likes all things maple. So we're getting some more
yeah.
stuff. Ooh, let's
do too.
show people what you got over there.
I got a whole bunch of stuff here. Because, like Phil said, so much of it is desserts. So, I make a lot of things with pumpkin that are desserty, like my ginger pumpkin mousse, which is this wonderful light pumpkin mousse that has candied ginger in it. It's delicious. I make a pumpkin cheesecake with, the crust is made from those spice wafers that I mentioned earlier. They are not sweet, so you get this spicy crust under this big, fluffy French-style cheesecake that's fluffy and creamy and good pumpkin-y, not icky. But now we're going to go savory. We're going to make my risotto with pumpkin and sage. So let's get started on this.
Now wait, isn't this like an episode of Chopped? You were going to make risotto in 30 minutes?
Yeah, if you stop talking to me.
Wow. Maybe I should give you some prep time because it's time for my
Go ahead
segment.
and do you.
Let me just get my screens here.
I'll just get
Okay,
started.
why did that happen? There we go. That wasn't supposed to happen. Everyone got to see my screens before I did. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's hit that magic button. All right, as most of you know, we like to feature small channels that are on their way up. And since Viola, about 8 months ago, this is Viola's Baked and Cooked Delights. And she does a little bit of everything. But what I'm really liking seeing now is she has 1,500 subscribers. So she's come a long way. I'm not sure where she is with watch hours. In order for you to be monetized and YouTube to really push you, they want to see 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Most people don't have any trouble getting the 1,000 subscribers, but the 4,000 watch hours is a little difficult. So Viola does a little bit of everything, and she's not in chat today, but she's one of our very active chatters in our live streams, and she's doing baking and cooking recipes and all sorts of things. And what I really kind of like is, even though she concentrates on baking and we're not bakers, she's kind of a little bit of everything. And the country fried steak was kind of fun. It's kind of nice to see where she's going with this. And she's really growing nicely. Hopefully we've had something to do with that. But check out her channel. There's lots of stuff there. She has 528 videos.
Wow.
Everything you can think of. And they go a long way back. And it was kind of fun looking at some of the beginning ones. Oh, here we go. So here's Scottish hand pies. Looks a lot like what we're doing right now.
Or like the Scottish pies, ham pies we did.
Yep. So again, if you get a chance, I'll leave the link in the chat. It's already in the video description for YouTube and Facebook. But check her out. Watch a video. Give her a like. Give her a subscribe. More importantly, leave a comment. Small channels have the advantage of answering every comment. The big channels don't. And YouTube considers comments far more important than subscribers.
Yep.
So let's help her out. All right, back to you, Bob.
Back to me, Bob. Yay! So I got started while Phil was doing his PSA. I have a nice big skillet here that I have some olive oil, about a quarter cup. And in it I have an onion that I just chopped up and a shallot, large shallot. Why am I using both onions and shallot? Shallot is kind of in between onion and garlic, and it's some people say it's milder than an onion. I don't find that to be true. I find it a little stronger, and it has some of those acrid notes that garlic will have if you don't want the garlic flavor. We're just going to let these saute till they're softened, which is happening very quickly.
And Joe and Peggy are in.
Hey, Joe and Peggy. And for those of you in the know, we filmed the Halloween invitation last night, so buckle up. Phil still has to edit it. Alright, these are starting to get tender and translucent. So now we need to add some sage and nutmeg. Let me move this for a moment. I found this cute little sage plant. See a lot of pumpkins and gourds and other squashes in the stores this time of year. I don't know what to do with them. Well, and that's true. It is that time of year. You know, most of them are edible, and the ones that are not are clear. But you can find a lot of things online. I need some fresh sage, about a tablespoon or so, just chopped up. I love sage, but it's not an herb you want to eat raw. You really want to cook it. I have a friend who's a chef who decided one night to make pesto out of sage. And it smelled wonderful, but not so much on the tasting. All right. I'm just going to kind of chiffonade this.
What's the chiffonade?
I'm rolling these leaves. I stack the leaves. I've rolled them up like a little cigar, and then I'm going to slice across and get ribbons of the sage. And this works with any good leafy herb like this. Okay, we're going to put that in. Every last little scrap.
Oops,
And
hold
I
on.
found this little
I
sage
forgot
plant
to
today.
put
I hope I can
Viola's
rescue it.
thing in chat. There we go.
And nutmeg. Okay. So this is a whole nutmeg. This is what it looks like. And I always buy them whole because they last longer, they taste better than the pre-ground stuff. Not always easy to find, especially as the holidays get closer because everyone wants them. But this is much more powerful than the pre-ground stuff. Put some nutmeg in. Oh. Perfect timing. Ziggy, cancel. Give that a quick stir. Let these go another minute or so, and let's check our pies.
Hi, Mr. Salem.
They look good. Hi, Salem.
He's being quiet today.
How do these look? What do you think, dear? Another couple minutes? I think so.
Push him. Well, you can't. You're wearing a mitt.
Yeah. I like it just a little more golden. We'll give them 2 more minutes. Ziggy, set a timer for 2 minutes.
Boy, if I didn't know Kevin didn't write this.
Starting now.
Notes of bourbon in a recipe is a wonderful fall flavor. Yeah.
I wonder if that's Kathy of Bob and Kathy.
Oh, it could be.
Because she did drink
She did.
whiskey.
Yep.
I have to go look back.
This is smelling wonderful. Okay. So our nutmeg and our sage is in there. Now we want to add some rice because you can't have risotto without rice. I have here a Borio rice, which is a short grain rice. It's very starchy and it'll get creamy. And that's what makes the best risottos. This is about 2 cups. We're going to put this in, get it coated. Yes, Kevin. But I could see where it could be a fall flavor too. We're just going to toast this a little bit. For a minute or so. Now you're probably worried that, Pete, risotto takes like 400,000 minutes. You have to sit there and stir, stir, stir. It doesn't. This you don't have to stir, just occasionally. It's going to take maybe 15-20 minutes. So that's in. Toasting away. La, 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 la. We need some wine. You could leave this out.
Oops,
if
hold
you
on. There we go. Right. Center.
Action. If you can't have wine, you can certainly leave this out. This is going to give a brightness, a little more depth of flavor. You could substitute some lemon juice, like the juice of a lemon. That would give it that pop. But this is, how much white wine is this? About 3/4 cup. Right in. We're going to give this a couple minutes until that wine is absorbed or evaporates. I'm trying to heat up a tiny bit. All right, Ziggy, cancel. Let's check our pies. Oh yeah, perfect. Let's shut that off. All right, see the difference, dear? How much?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna let these cool for a few minutes. Back here. And we'll taste them later. All right, this is absorbing.
Okay, time to throw a bone. We've already asked everyone to give us our favorite flavor that's not pumpkin spice.
Okay.
All right, equal time. You know, we are political party neutral. Tell us your favorite pumpkin spice thing that you like this time of the year. Put it in chat and we'll build a collection.
Add a little more salt and pepper because we need to season those layers.
Lots of people, but chat's very quiet today.
Oh.
22 people, but quiet
No
chat.
one's talking.
No one's talking.
Oh well. Okay, I have some chicken stock here that I've heated up, so it's still nice and warm and steaming. I think you can see the steam. I'm gonna add in just enough to cover the rice.
Just like Fireball and cinnamon, close enough.
Now you're probably thinking you're
Oh, wait a minute. Joe, that would be interesting to put your cinnamon in some pumpkin spice latte. Or your
Yeah.
Fireball.
Okay, you're probably thinking, Pete, you have to stand there and stir it and stir it and stir it. You don't. We're gonna cover it. Where's my cover? Oh, it's down here. I'm having a day today. Where's my pumpkin spice? Where's my cover?
So much for mise en place.
Yeah. 'Cause,
So that's supposed to lightly simmer or boil or what?
I'm just going to keep an eye on it. It's going to simmer. I'm going to stir it occasionally, make sure it's not catching too much on the bottom, and I'll add some stock if I need to. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. The pumpkin comes a little later.
All right, someone
so-
just asked me in private, what about pumpkin spice coffee? For anyone who knows us, coffee has two syllables.
Coffee.
Nothing else. I don't even use sugar. I like just a little half and half. Peter uses a little bit of sugar. The
Just a
coffee
tiny.
has two syllables. When I go somewhere and hear them say, I want a double half cap multi with a twist, turn around, beat your chest twice.
Half soy.
Yeah, that's
nothing.
not coffee.
I mean, it has its place.
Ooh.
I don't like to...
All right, so Hank likes pumpkin spice
Oh, that sounds
pound
good.
cake.
Well, and we like spice cake, and we've made a spice cake, and it has all those same flavors. I think the unfortunate thing is this time of year, it's always associated with pumpkin spice. But yeah, pumpkin spice pound cake. That's a good idea, Hank. I may have to... I love every variety of pear this time of year. Yeah, and I'm working on some pear recipes because that is a great fall and winter fruit that you can cook with. And it's amazing how well it goes with savory things.
Did we ever do a pear frangiton recipe?
Not as a show. I have that pear franja tart thing that is a Gordon Ramsay recipe that I've been making for 20 plus years. So I could do that and give Chef Ramsay full credit. I could absolutely do that. I don't think he'd be too upset with me, considering he invited me to be on his TV show.
Golden ratio coffee for my taste.
Golden ratio. Is that
Is that a brand, Hank, or explanation, please?
I'm gonna give you a couple of these little finger pies, dear. They're probably still hot as you know what. And Kenneth, do you see what we're using? You gave us these plates. All right. I'll bring it over. And here's a nappy.
This is Uber Eats
Yep.
from across the room.
Well, like 10 feet away anyway.
Lance says apple spice cake.
Okay, sure. My mom in the 70s, speaking of apples, and I really need to find this recipe if I don't, I think I still have it. Someone gave her a recipe for an applesauce meatloaf. And they used applesauce in place of some of the other things to keep it moist. I remember liking it. What I don't think is the rest of the family liked it. And it sounds Kind of revolting applesauce meatloaf, but as I recall, it was pretty good. Just a little stir.
The apple bourbon is a little too sweet for me. I'm going to switch over to something else.
Okay. That's fine. I've got my...
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see. We got... Oh, nope. That was not what I want. I wanted this one.
Chicken with nutmeg, onions, and carrots. Not sure about that. With nutmeg. That's interesting. Would the nutmeg go with the onions and carrots? I can see it with the vegetables.
Emily's chiming in here.
Michelle's made some homemade applesauce last night. Yep. I make homemade applesauce once in a while. We're really not supposed to eat things like that. All right, so inside,
there you go.
It looked pretty good. Still very hot. Smells good. A little dry looking though. This, I may have to play with this filling.
A little hot.
Oh, it's nice though. It's nice.
There's a lot of apple. I'd like a little bit more cranberry.
Okay.
Just the cranberry's a little afterthought, and the sweetness of the apple is taking over just a little bit.
And I'm getting the exact opposite in this one. So maybe it's the ratio of apple to cranberry you had in each one. But I like it. I think I'd like that filling to be just a little moister.
Hold on. Why don't you break that open so people can see it?
Oh, this one. There we go. Oops. There we go. This one looks a little moister, but okay, this has potential. We can play with this.
It might have not needed the 2 minutes to make it browner because I think I dried it out a little bit.
Well, could be this oven too. I like it. It's not too sweet. The crust is cooked both bottom and top. So yeah, I can get into these. Maybe we could do a pumpkin version. Stuart says, let's take these flavors right to Thanksgiving. Yeah,
No,
I'm down with that.
Halloween's next.
Halloween is next. And Thanksgiving is not my favorite holiday. But, which is weird. You'd think as a cook that it would be my big day. Meh. Just meh.
Yeah, so for us, Halloween is the big thing. Our friends over at Pepper Tree Village, Doug and Arnie, are huge Christmas people. They have 40 trees, possibly 45 in their house. And their live streams for Christmas have already started, showing off their trees. We are Halloween people.
So
Probably for every one of their trees, we've probably got something equivalent in Halloween. And it's a little early. For those that attend our Halloween parties, the invitation was just filmed. But I was a little busy yesterday. I started work just a little bit. And it might look something... Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Come on, push the button. And for our hillside people, that bar should look very familiar. So we have our bartender in his little gay suspenders and bow tie, pouring a martini and a beer for our skeleton crew here. So this is only the beginning. We're going to put a whole bunch more up.
The kids in the neighborhood are already geeking out. And we will be doing, once the house is decorated, hopefully by the next live stream, we'll be doing a walkthrough, starting at the front door all the way down here to the dungeon. All right, this is coming along. I just added a little more stock. And now it's time to add the pumpkin. This, yeah. So I have a can of pumpkin, 100% pure pumpkin. Could be organic if you must. They do make this. But the thing to do is make sure you get pure pumpkin and not pumpkin pie filling. And they sell both, and they're on the shelf right next to each other. And then whatever brand you get, just make sure that there's one ingredient like this one. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. It's hard to see, but there's one ingredient and it says pumpkin. That's all that's in here. No preservatives, no fillers, no additives, etc., etc.
Oh,
What?
Janine might be on our side here.
I have to get an old pick. Our company did competitions, and one year I cast the entire Addams family, and we won.
I should tell
awesome.
about the Addams family.
So
reunion
was that last year? Yeah, it was last year. Last year, well, several years ago, we did an Addams family reunion where we established as part of the canon that I am an Addams. I was Morticia. Of course, Vinny was Gomez. That's awesome. And so we did this Addams family reunion, and everyone who was invited was either an Addams or somehow connected to the Addams family. For example, Phil was the way he got through college was by selling light bulbs to Uncle Fester. We had Lurch's harpsichord teacher. We had Morticia's horticulturist. Things like that. So last year, I'm going to put this pumpkin in and stir it in. Whole can. Last year we did an Addams Family Munsters crossover where we announced the marriage of Eddie Munster to Wednesday Addams, thus ending the long-time feud between the two families. And it was very wonderful. But then it turned out we were tasked, my party guests, to figure out who started the feud and when. And we had a whole backstory. We had bios for everyone, and we had Cousin Thingamabob, who was giving clues all night long. Do you remember who won?
No,
Dear? No?
I don't. The problem that we have is low tech. We do these very elaborate parties with murder mysteries and clues and guests and figuring out safe combinations, and every year we go, how the hell are we going to top this?
And then,
Though last night, as we were recording this year's video invitation, we went, ooh, I think we just
topped
topped it.
last year. Yeah. And this is the type of crazy stuff that goes up in here. So, like a few weeks ago, we were up at camp. It's like 90 degrees. And it was a Thursday night. That sounds so much fun. I love it. Awesome stuff, guys. Right on. Yes. So, Gene, you're going to love the walkthrough. I know Joe and Peggy and Lance and Ken and Michelle and Craig can all tell you we go all out. But I was sitting at camp, and I was in the camper. Phil was out on the deck, and he came in and he was ready to go to bed. And I was at my computer. Like, no TV, no music. No, I'm typing away. And then he went, oh, what's going on? Is this a new LCTV recipe? And I said, no, the muse is speaking. And he went, oh, Halloween, all right. And he went back out on the deck. He slept down on the couch out there that night because he knew I was just going to be up, clickety, click, click, which is what I did. I stayed up till like 3 in the morning because that's what happens.
Oh, it was a good year, but we are glad camp is closed.
Yeah.
180 miles one way every Thursday and 180 miles back on Sunday was getting a little old.
This is almost done. We may go a few minutes over, guys. Just saying, just in case. Oh, thank you, Peggy. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna need to buckle up.
You'll need some more high heels for this.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, she shouldn't wear high heels. But you'll see when you get the invitation.
Yeah, I can see the Amazon cart getting full now.
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, but it's usually Joe spending the money first.
Well, that's true. Anyway, so yeah, does this look good?
That still looks pretty crunchy. How do you tell? Hold on, let me stop eating here.
Stop eating. I'm giving it a stir. I'm gonna
How do you tell when the rice is?
I'm going to taste it right now. It's done.
That quick?
Yes, dear. Risotto is not supposed to be this big mushy pile of blah. There's still a little. It's still the tiniest. Yes, you did win the save 2 years ago, Lance. It has a tiny bit of al dente, so it's not crunchy, but it's not mushy either. It's very creamy. Now there's a couple more ingredients to add, guys. Let's take this off. I'm gonna add a couple of knobs of butter. Okay, I'll do it over here. A couple of knobs of butter. And then some Parmesan cheese. No, this is not real Parmigiano Reggiano. I know.
I need to go to Bagliani's and get some? Are we out?
Yeah, but that could be my Christmas present. So, but it's pretty decent American style Parmesan. So where's this thing go? Dun, 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 dun. Much as I can get off of this knob.
And Bagliani's just had their annual cutting of the Parmesan.
Alright, well, they still sell it.
And it's the real stuff
That's a goodly amount.
at $20 a pound.
Oh, that's nothing, dear. I'm going to turn that off because it's starting to catch on the bottom. We're going to stir this in. So it's cheesy and creamy and buttery. Look at that. Oh, yes. What? Please ask Santa to get me an electric grater.
Actually, we had one. We prefer the hand one better.
Yeah, that's right. We did have that. And yeah.
Yeah, no, that little hand one
Well,
that he just did, we actually broke 2 of them.
this is from Oxo.
And we prefer them.
And I had one for a lot of years that was from Pampered Chef. And then that got broken, and we got another kind that was cheap because we thought, and it broke in like 2 days. So then we went and spent a little more for Oxo. Okay. Now let's try this. I know you're going to go, oh, it's too crunchy. But it's not. It's al dente. It's soft, but it's not mushy. There's a little bit of bite. Right, Janine? Right? You need a little al dente. Means there's still a little toothsome in it.
Janine says she's got weak wrists.
Kenneth, look what else we're
the-
using. You
Hold
gave
on.
us these two. So we use your stuff that you give us. Oh, nice.
Now, see, now I need a thing of crusty bread and soft butter with this.
Well, it's got butter in it, but you know, dear, I know.
And it's too warm to sit on the porch right now. So
It is too warm to sit on the porch. Do you still have your napkin from earlier?
I do.
Okay. I'll bring you up a fork.
I'll come get it myself.
Okay. All right.
I need to stretch.
Do you want a little extra cheese on top?
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
When have I ever said no to cheese?
That's true. Oh, that's not going to fit in. Ooh. It's not pasta, though, remember. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it? That's
That's
all
it.
I
That's all you
rate?
get. It's not, yes.
Wow.
Because it's not pasta. It's not supposed to be cheesy. So let's give this a taste. Oh, yeah. That's quite nice.
That is very pumpkin forward.
It's pumpkin-y. I actually use a little more salt.
And a bit more wine.
Yep. So I think we may want to redo this because what I thought it did fairly well, but it doesn't have any metrics in the recipe, so it must be a while since we've done this episode. Yep. Oh, hot, hot, hot. All right, so what else is coming up? Hit the bottom of the plate to spread it out, right? Yeah. That's all right.
Well, this is a good one.
Mulled wine is my way of using fall spices. I like doing mulled apple cider. But yeah, you can absolutely do mulled wine. I love
We have that bottle of mulled wine
spice
that we
wine
got from one of our
Savino's.
wineries that we're kind of afraid to try.
Well, maybe we'll try it once it gets a little cooler. So we're coming near the end. What's next for Let's Celebrate TV? Well, I hear cinnamon we get here in the U.S. isn't real cinnamon. Yeah, there's a different type that they get in other parts of the world that they say is real cinnamon. What we get is something else, but I think it's close enough. Carol's drinking a pumpkin spice latte right now. Good. So in your face, pumpkin spice haters. All right. So what's next for Let's Celebrate TV? Frankly, I'm hoping to hit 10,000 subscribers by end of year. So tell your friends to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
Well, and November and December are our largest months.
They are.
We tend to do 40 and 50,000 views a month in the summer, but in November, December, and January we get almost 100,000 because people are searching for Thanksgiving and Christmas recipes. And our Scottish shortbread, which is now at 120,000 views, is usually the one that comes up the most.
Okay. If I can pull myself away. I think we're going to do these little finger pies coming up. Maybe in time for Halloween, and we'll do them a little Halloween basis. Who knows? Excuse me. I've been getting a lot of requests for crockpot recipes. Now, I don't use my crockpot or my Instapot nearly as much, and I have like 3 crockpots. But I did come across an idea for a recipe, and we tried it. It was good. It's an Oktoberfest pork roast. Kevin, did Kevin have it? Who else was? Oh, Rich was here with us. RCB.
Say again, I lost the train.
Really? The house is on fire. Anyway, dear, remember I made that Oktoberfest pork roast in the crock pot? And Rich was here the other night, and we all 3 of us sat down.
Oh, yeah, the other night, yes. Okay.
I mean, other night by Friday.
That's what happens when the
Kevin, you drive me into the home.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have that, and that'll be a crock pot recipe, and it really is tasty. I just need to tweak it a little bit. Our next live stream on October 6th, 2 weeks from now.
Be fun.
It'll be fun. We're going to talk about Halloween finger foods, because Halloween doesn't have to be just for the kids. It can be for the grown-ups too. But we'll have some kid-friendly stuff too. So it's going to be all about finger foods that you can make for Halloween. And hopefully we'll have everything decorated by then. So yes, you do see some Halloween decorations behind me. They're left over from filming the invitation last night. That I was just too lazy to move, and I had more of it out, and what you all can't see is off on this side. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 bins that I've pulled out, 8 of the 30 bins that I've pulled out to pull out some props for Halloween, just to film the invitation last night.
Yes, people.
Oh yeah, come on, people!
Jump on in the kitchen with Janine's channel. She's getting to 1,000.
So fun.
Yep.
But keep at it, Janine. It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right, I think that is about wrapping us up, dear, unless you have anything else.
I don't think so. You kind of hit everything.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait.
Someone said they missed the picture of the skeleton, so let me just bring it up again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So this is only partially done. The wall will be filled. That was just all I could do in 3 or 4 hours yesterday. For our hillside camp friends, they should recognize that bar. It was the one that was at our seasonal site before we built the permanent one. And I didn't have the heart to throw it away.
Well,
I thought
it's
it would
handy.
be great.
And the kids in the neighborhood and our neighbors are already all geeking out over it, which is fun.
Of course, every good skeleton has to wear a bow tie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you for putting that camera right back on me as I'm stuffing my face.
All right, so I'll
How
show
good
the
this risotto is.
Now wipe your face while they can't see you.
Right? Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go. Now you're back to there.
Now we're back to normal. All right, so we will see you again in 2 weeks. And keep tuning in to our episodes as they come out. Yes, dear. What happened?
And let's roll some credits here
Okay.
and give credit to
Reprise the
everybody
theme song.
here. And our supporters, Hank Miner, Brad and Brian, Carol, Joe and Peggy, Robin, Megan, Rode Microphones and B&H Photo.
Our sponsors.
And everybody that's in chat today. And we will see you
See you next time.